Mississippi's I mean, dude, there's so much stuff that I've just never seen before. Since I've been here, I'm like, what is this?
How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to Whiskey Year. Today, I'm heading to Gulfport, Mississippi. We're gonna go hit up a few stores. Let's do some bourbon hunting. All right, so I made it to the first stop, Canal Wine and Spirits. It's about just under 30 minutes from where I'm staying in Biloxi. I was able to talk to the owner over the phone, and they are okay with us filming, so we'll see inside. This is McLaughlin Distillery's 3799 bourbon. Now, as a veteran myself, it means the world to me that we get to partner with veteran-owned businesses such as this one. The owner, Kim McLaughlin, joined the Marines right out of high school and now makes some killer whiskey. This one is their 90 proof bourbon, which is also their most popular product, made from 100% corn. This product is put into char 4 barrels for a minimum of 5 years. At the 5-year mark, they then pull it, taste it, see if it's ready, and if it's not, they bung it back up and let it continue aging. This whiskey reminds me of the fair or the carnival. There's so much of that caramel, that cotton candy scent to it, even like the powdered sugar from a funnel cake. This bottle is like dessert in a glass. I absolutely love this one. And then take it up to another level, we got the single barrel. Same exact mash bill, but coming in at 122.6 proof, and this one is aged for 6 years. A lot of similar flavors to the lower proof, however, this is just amped up times 5. If you're a bourbon lover, especially high proof, this one is just exceptional. They have a lot of cool and fun stuff on their website. Now, one bottle that I don't have anymore, but I absolutely love and highly encourage you try is their baby barrel bourbon. They were taking 2.5 gallon barrels, very small, putting their mash bill in it and aging it for 5 years. Each barrel was only yielding about 4 or 5 bottles. It's pretty neat. If you want to check out any of their products, head to mclaughlindistillery.com/shopspirits, and you can get $10 off of your order over $60 when you use code WhiskeyYear10. I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to McLaughlin Distillery for sponsoring today's video. Let's get back to it. All right, before we even see the shelves, right when I walked in, we're gonna try some of the picks. So this is an Oak and Eden. And then we have another pick right behind the camera, but start with the Oak and Eden. This one is, I haven't had much of the Oak and Eden stuff. I know each pick is a little different, but this one is I don't even know how to say that, French limousine oak? Y'all make fun of me in the comments. It comes in at 114 proof. Doesn't smell bad. It's really nice. It's very fruity. It almost tastes like it was finished in maybe a wine barrel, but it's obviously not. Next up is 114 proof. This is an Old Elk wheated bourbon. If you know, Old Elk also recently got purchased by Middle West out of Ohio. So that's one distillery I wish I would have gone to before leaving Colorado. Old Elk, I love their bottle. This is one I agree is pretty overrated. It's always solid, nothing crazy. It's good. Definitely not as sweet as the last one. Got a little bit more of that oaky note to it. A little bit more depth, but very good on the finish as well. So they're both 114 proof. It's pretty neat. And then lastly, so this is a rum made here locally in Gulfport, but they said that it's very like bourbon-esque or bourbon forward. So a bourbon lover's rum, if you will. There's only one thing in the world that I've ever had that smells similar to this, and that's T-Moon from Distillery Acadian, which is basically bourbon, and he puts sugar cane in it. So it definitely smells a little bit like whiskey and rum right here. It's ridiculously good. Honestly, might be like my favorite out of those. It's really cool. Proof is 84 proof. It does sip a little higher than 84, but in a good way. It reminds me like I'm drinking a bourbon or a whiskey. That's neat. Really cool. All right, so I got the wall of whiskey behind me. The best way that I can explain this is whiskey library. It's exactly what it reminds me of, the way the bottles are lined up. It's pretty cool, pretty interesting. I'm excited. We're gonna kind of get to bourbon hunt through these. Yeah, I've never done something like this at least, so let's get to it. So what I mean by bourbon library, if you look, obviously nice, pretty wooden shelves, but
There's a whole front row of bourbon. There's a whole second row of whiskeys, bourbons, and then there's a third row. There's just stuff kind of scattered everywhere. But if you want to know what's where, they have it in order from price tags. Because whenever I first took a look and was about to grab a bottle, I realized there's not the same bottle behind it. It's kind of like a little hunt. It really is like a true bourbon hunt. This is fun. But there's a lot of things that are catching my eye right off rip. And Peerless Double Oak Bourbon. Look at that price. $84.99. I think the cheapest I've ever seen it might be like $80 or $82. I haven't seen it that low in a long time. It's normally 90 to 99 bucks. Some places even charge over 100, but I absolutely love this one. That is batch 18, comes in at 107.3 proof. I'm gonna just basically go from bottom, top, whatever we wanna talk about. Bardstown Discovery Series, this one, 109 bucks. It is Bardstown Disco Series 9. So that's 9. I think the one next to it, let's see, is 8. Bardstown Disco number 8 and 9 for 109. Right next to that, this is the first time I've seen a 2025 Booker, so 2025-01, 99 bucks. It's a really, really solid price. And it's brand new. At least I think it is. Have you guys had it? Heard anything about this specific Bookers? Let me know. Right next to it, the Cabinet Barrel Proof is also next to Babe Ruth. I think that's the older Babe Ruth from Remus, $199. In one of the last videos, I had let you guys know, Remus actually, there they are. Remus actually sent me the new Babe Ruth bottle, and that's waiting for me when I get home. I cannot wait. I got about a week left here in Biloxi, so whenever I get back home, that's one of the first things that I'm cracking into. Gonna do a live stream, do a video on it maybe. We'll see, who knows. I love this label. I just don't know what this is. American Hell House. I think I did ask in one of my last few videos who this is. It might be a rock band if I'm not mistaken. There it is, look, Leonard Skinner. Okay, so it is 90 proof American whiskey finished with oak staves. Southern rock band, let's see, produced and bottled by San Francisco. We just don't know what exactly it is, MGP, Kentucky, or whatever. And the price on that one is $44.97 for that. This is celebrity whiskey, more than likely gonna be MGP, and then finished with oak staves. And when I say hear me out, I'm actually a small selection of people that like the taste of oak stave finishes. So some of those Oak and Edens, like we just had, some of those can be really, really good. A lot of distilleries, craft distilleries, are putting charred oak staves into their barrels, whether it be pecan wood or even chips, amburana wood, it doesn't matter. That woody profile that it gives off in the whiskey is right up my alley. I rather that than the nutty profile that like a Jim Beam product would have, or some of the older, strong Heaven Hill products are just so nutty, and that's straight up from the barrel. I kind of like that charred woody note that a stave would. All I'm asking, hear me out. Got some Wild Turkey Rare Breed right here, and the price on that one is $48.99. Oh, that's good. 48 bucks is actually pretty good. It's literally like trying to find the right price for what it is. All the back there, those gold tops that you see are Crittenden's Bottled and Bond, and those are $44.99. So price tag's right next to the Rare Breed, and it is right behind the Rare Breed on the shelf. So let's check this out. Regular Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, that is A125, and the price of that one, $74.99. Old Ezra 7, 80 bucks on that one right there. The representative, these are killer. Bottle winner of 2023, 115.6 proof, 60 bucks on that one. Very, very good MGP coming out of here. Also love them. I love Tumbling Dice as well. Just so good, man. You got a Remus Repeal up there. Almost passed that up for 100 bucks. I don't know how to read Roman numerals, don't make fun of me, but I believe that's 8. Remus Repeal 8. And this is a bottle I don't think I've ever seen. This Clyde Mays right here, 120 proof, 9-year, 115 bucks. Let me grab it down. It's very light in color for being 9 years old, but this says, that's a beautiful label. It looks like it's a copper pressed, 120 proof. So distilled aged for 9 years in charred American oak barrels, Alabama style whiskey, distilled in Indiana. What makes it Alabama style if it's distilled in Indiana? But that is very like a normally light for 9 years old. If you've had this, let me know. 115 bucks seems a little bit like a stretch from Clyde Mays, but who knows, it might be incredible. Not quite slam dunks, but they do have some pretty cool legs on that red wax right there. And that's a regular Maker's Mark 46 back there as well. Pretty much the standard Starlight stuff that I've been seeing. They got the bottle, oh, they got a toasted barrel though. Toasted 106. I think I might have saw that only once. 73, so 73 bucks for the toasted, right next to the bottled and bond. Those both sound delicious. See this right here, this like get me going. I'm not gonna lie. Coffee, little Spire, how much is that? 50 bucks? I might have to, I don't know. Look how dark that is. First of all, you could tell that that oak spire has been in there for quite some time, continuing to age that whiskey, but it's bourbon whiskey finished with a coffee-soaked French oak spire. It's only 90 proof. If it was a little higher in proof, that might be good though, I don't know. Would you guys buy this? I don't see much coffee finished things. I'm a fan of coffee. I don't drink it a whole lot just because I get real jittery, man. I get the jitterbugs when I drink coffee, but I do like the taste of it. Like espresso martinis and stuff, pretty good as well. I'm a big fan, but would you buy something like that? Coffee steeped oak in your bourbon. To me, that just sounds delicious. Look at this, y'all. So good. Old Dominick cash-free bourbon whiskey. This is a 6-year product. 6-year product. Craft Distillery. $53.99. Isn't that such a good deal, man? I'm a big fan. But what I'm a really big fan of is their Tennessee whiskey, believe it or not. It is so delicious, and that price is $34.99, so 35 bucks. And I got good news. Old Dominick had hit me up and they were like, hey, we saw your last video talking about the Tennessee whiskey, because I said I'd love to do a barrel pick of it one day, and we are working on it. So we're gonna get samples within the next 2 to 3 weeks. By the time I get home, we're gonna get samples sent in of that and a couple others to see what ultimately we decide. I'm leaning towards the Tennessee whiskey just because of how delicious I remember it being. But if they send us some killer bourbon or some killer wheat samples, we're gonna do a barrel pick of either of those as well. Make sure you check out the Patreon in the description. That is the only place and time that you'll be able to get barrel picks. So Old Dominick coming soon. It is confirmed. Got a Larceny barrel proof right here. Let's see, that is A125 on this Larceny barrel proof right there. And it is 60 bucks. Solid. From what I'm seeing, this is probably one of the better selections I've seen by far since I've been in Mississippi, but definitely really solid prices. Especially like that Peerless Double Oak for less than 85 bucks, or right at 85 bucks is great. Minden Mill, Nevada straight bourbon whiskey. I actually have a couple of these bottles at home. Aged 4 years, non-chill filtered, and it's solid. It's definitely solid for that price. Not hurting the bank or anything, it's really good. Distilled and bottled by Minden Mill, so they're making their own juice, pretty cool. Uncle Near's single barrel right next to it for $89.95. Basically, the best way I can explain these Uncle Near's single barrels right here, they're not the easiest bottle to find. Like, I don't run across them in every single store. It's basically just a lower proof version of this. I think they taste very similar, the Jack Daniel's barrel proof and the Uncle Near single barrels. However, if it were up to me, I prefer the Jack Daniel's profile just a little bit more, and it's a lot less. 69 bucks versus 89 bucks. You're saving 20 bucks. Just go with the Jack. I do love Uncle Nearest though. I've had some single barrels that are amazing. I'm just gonna throw that out there, just trying to help you save some money. OESK, man, and OBSF. I think those are the only two recipes that they have. Both listed at 50 bucks right there. These were so good this year, man. So good. I love them. Oh, look, down here. Benchmark single barrel full proof bonded and small batch, $23.99 for full proof and $25.99 for single barrel right there. Since I've been in Mississippi, I think I saw this and talked about Benchmark once, and someone in the comments let me know before. I think it's only been maybe a year or less. Benchmark used to only bring the Benchmark 8 here to Mississippi, so it's only been fairly recently that they've gotten more of the lineup from Benchmark. I thought that was pretty cool. Old Tub. I like the name of it, Old Tub. Let me keep saying it. Oh, it's Beam, okay. Unfiltered Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, it is 20 bucks. From Beam, pass for me. Old Grandad 114, 35 bucks, okay. Up top right here, we got K-Luke Toasted. That's batch 4 for 115. Right next to it's batch 8, so a little bit of an older batch from K-Luke for $114.99. Old Soul straight wheat whiskey. That, I've seen that before. Hang on. Look at this label. It's velvet. It's like a velvet and gold label. I think this bottle looks so sick. The reason I've seen this was at the Spillway event. Someone brought a bottle of this up to the tent that I was at, and they asked me to sign their bottle. For whatever reason, cheers, man. That was the first time I ever had to sign a bottle, but 100 proof straight wheat whiskey, pot distilled, aged 7 years. So Cathead makes this one themselves here locally in Mississippi. That's pretty cool. That's why I know this bottle. How cool is that? I think it looks so cool. And then right next to this one is a couple that I hear about a lot. The Old Soul tin type 1 and tin type number 2. Which one's better? Everyone says the one where he's smoking a cigarette. Well, they're both doing that. I don't know which one. Some more Larceny barrel proof and Elijah Craig barrel proof as well. A 2XO. There's the Ducks Unlimited shotgun shell. Coolest freaking bottle on the shelf, looking wise. Heaven Hill Grain Glass Bourbon, 99 bucks. Very Old St. Nick Immaculata, 270. Damn, for the Very Old St. Nick. That's crazy that they're charging that much. Not the store, the distillery. I have no clue what it is, but it can't be worth that. So real quick, another thing, the Calumet 16 here is 160 bucks. I asked, in probably my first or second video since being in Mississippi, Calumet is kind of one that I've always passed up for no rhyme or reason. I don't remember if I've had it. I feel like I've had at least one of them and asked the viewers which one's better, the 15 or the 16, or is it any good? I got a lot of great feedback. One of my favorite comments though that someone said was, they explained how good it was, how they enjoyed it, and said if it were a Buffalo Trace product, it would be impossible to find, which is so true. Like a 15 or 16-year-old bourbon for the price tag of 160 bucks, made by Buffalo Trace. I mean, obviously Calumet's not, but imagine if it were. It wouldn't be on the shelf everywhere. So I feel like it's one that I definitely need to look into getting when I get back home, you know, to keep on the shelf and enjoy for what it is, because it is Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. Aged that long is so hard to find nowadays. So, but last question, which one, 15 or 16, which one should I buy when I do get home? Almost passed up. Here's some of the rye selection that they got here. Pikesville, such a solid classic bottle. Bonded rye, they got the K-Luke number 2. I have number 3 at home, but this is batch 2 of his rye. It's a Peerless rye. Actually never had any Peerless rye before, so I don't know if it's any good. I lie, I've had the double oak rye, but nothing else like their small batch or single barrels or anything like that. They got a Heaven Hill Grain to Glass rye up there for 99 bucks. The Boss Hog, $600 is crazy. Boss Hog. Sazerac coming out with, I believe it's 100 proof. That should be pretty soon. I'm excited for that. Gonna definitely get a few of those. 30 bucks. And then, yeah, a little bit of the scotch. You know, I gotta show you guys now. I got so many comments in the past, hey, just show the scotch real quick. So here's what we got. Now, this bottle here is the only one that I'm familiar with. I've never had it. I just know this from somebody in the Mississippi Sippers told me about this and said that that's one of his favorites. It's Compass Box, $69.97. I just have no clue anything about this one. So, yeah. All right, just wrapped up at the first stop today, Canal Wine and Spirits. That was a really cool store. It was fun because you kind of have to go through bottles to find what you're looking for. Great pricing for the most part overall. That was awesome. Great customer service. I hear they have a pretty big following on like Facebook and all the social media, so that's pretty neat. I was talking to the owner's daughter right before leaving, and look, they even gave me this pretty cool hat. So, Canal Wine and Spirits, reason, look, I gotta be tight. My budget has been shot recently because since I've been here on base, serving my time, I don't have a kitchen in my room. So I've been having to go and get food every day, whether it's the DFAC or somewhere else. I've been trying to eat clean, but I still have to pay for it. So yeah, my budget has been kind of shot since I've been here. It really will take something special for me to grab. Without further ado, we're gonna head to another spot that I hear a lot about. Really hope they let us film. I haven't spoke to anybody on the team yet at the store. We'll see you there. All right, I made it to the next spot. This is Bin 605 Fine Wine and Spirits. It looks like a brand new store, somewhat new. It's very nice from the outside. So we're gonna go inside and see what they got. All right, made it inside. It's a really, really beautiful shop. Probably one of the nicest layouts I've seen in a long time when it comes to a liquor store. So before we even do that though, we're gonna taste a couple of their picks. We got a Woodinville Mammoth Distilling. This is something I've actually never heard about before. It's a 12-year single barrel rye. And then this is a Zalco rum, and it's a 10-year. Sweet. I'll start with Woodinville. Woodinville's one of those classic, I don't even know if they're considered craft anymore out of Washington. They're pretty big time now. I've seen a lot of store picks. To me, it's kind of reminds me of like a Four Roses. It's a little bit floral for the most part that I've had. That's nice. 114.3 proof. Very balanced is what I would say. Like you get some sweet, get a little bit of oak, a little bit of char, but it's balanced. That's a really good pick. What is the price on that one? $69.99, okay. And then the Mammoth Distilling, 80 bucks for a 12-year-old rye. Single barrel, that's actually not bad. And the proof is 125, so high. Just a fruit forward nose. Not a whole lot of deep and dark smells. I mean, it is a little bit lighter, definitely than the Woodinville even, but this is older. Could just be based on climate as well. If that's in Michigan, that's where this is aging. Could have a lot to do with it. But it smells nice.
Colder winters, for sure, compared to Washington.
Mm-hmm. It's dill. You ever tasted a rye where it reminds you of like dill pickles? Yeah. It's the weirdest thing. I've only ever got that a couple of times on a whiskey. This is it. I have one bottle at home. I can't even remember the name, but I love to let people try it because it tastes like dill pickles. Okay, now next we got is Alco rum. It's 60 bucks for this. So 10 years old, and it's 120.4 proof. I've had this brand once before, Thibodaux, Louisiana, actually, and it was really good from what I remember. I did get to try, there's a local rum in Gulfport.
We have that here.
It's really good.
The Circle Hook?
Yeah, Circle Hook, that's it. It's really, really good.
We have their full lineup here.
I like his stuff, man. That was good. Not a whole lot on the nose. That's just most rum in general, though. So good. It tastes like dessert. Almost like condensed milk sweetness out of this rum. That's really, really nice. And the price on this one again, you said?
$60.49.
$60.49, 10-year-old rum. Gosh, I want to go back for that. Little nightcap. That's probably what I would, you know, after you.
More of a digestive from the
Yeah, exactly. After dinner or something like that. That's great. Let's go check out some of the shelf. Wall of bourbons back there. We just left a little tasting bar. Here's what I'll show you on the way. So that's the rum we just had, 60 bucks. We didn't try this one. They might not have it open, but this is a Rye 3 cast strength. So this is a rum cast finish for 65 bucks. I hear a lot of good things about the Rye 3 brand. You guys let me know. This stuff, Mammoth, tasted just like dill, like a dill pickle. It was really good, 80 bucks. They got 3 of the recipes. They got all 3 of the recipes right here. OBSF, OESO, and OESK. And I think it's $50.99. And of course, their Woodinville pick that we just tasted for 70 bucks. I already see one right off rip that I would 100% take home if I wasn't doing a barrel pick very soon of this brand. I didn't know that they had a bonded Tennessee whiskey. 55 bucks. Man, 100 proof. Like I said, it's confirmed. We're working on doing a barrel pick for the channel very soon. So I'm gonna have a few bottles of my own Tennessee whiskey pick, or else I would go home with that Tennessee bonded. And right next to it too, like here's what I love about it is the deal. 60 bucks for a cast strength, 123.4, 6-year-old product. Bottled and bond, 55 bucks, so around the same exact price for those two. Silver Belly, isn't that, yeah, look, Alan Jackson. Have never seen this before actually. 91 proof, 47 bucks for Silver Belly. Black Litter, another one I've never seen. Straight bourbon finishing Cabernet oak barrel staves. I actually like Cabernet. It's 59 bucks, batch 1. Oh, it's 2 years old. That's a pass for me, 2-year-old. Never know though, you never know. I'm just not gonna be the one to find out. A couple of the Crittenden's, it's the 100 proof and the 2-year rye. Same thing, 2-year rye, I'm not sure about from Crittenden's. However, I did try some 7-year rye recently. Oh my God, it's incredible. 7-year stuff from Crittenden's. That was, I think, 2-year, especially when you're a craft distillery, instead of sourcing out whiskey and then putting something out like that, you at least try to release some of your own distillate early on, which I'm pretty sure that's what Matt Crittenden did. I could be wrong. Old Grandad 114 for $36.49. Very, very solid bottle right there. Check this out, man. This is the first time in Mississippi I've seen Distillery Acadian. You got T-Moon and Cage's Cut, and Mississippi is a pretty wild state when it comes to getting your whiskey into the state. It's all state ran. I think the ABC, you have to buy your liquor from the ABC. It's pretty confusing for me as a consumer to understand what goes on, but prices are normally a little bit higher here. Well, check this out. $36.99 for a bottle of T-Moon, 100 proof. We just did a barrel pick of T-Moon at cask strength, double oaked, for the same price. So I think that's pretty interesting, pretty cool. I'm personally really massive fan of this bottle right here. Again, you can normally see a little lower, but we are in Mississippi. So this is the Chicken Cock Double Oak, and it's an 8-year age-stated double oak product. Not saying it tastes identical, however, it does remind me a lot of the oaky flavors that I got from Russell's 15. This is definitely gonna be lower proof than Russell's 15. It's definitely gonna be half the age of Russell's 15, but that's similar to what it reminded me of. I love the oak profile and presence that I get on the Chicken Cock Double Oak. So the Bardstown's collab, they got the Silver Oak, the Goose Island, the Four Square Rum. Those are the prices on that. Limited release, I think this is the one. Steve let me know this might be the one that he and Joe have. Steve, let me know, is that right? The limited release, Paul Sutton. Heaven Hill Green to Glass Rye for $107. A Remus, again, I think that's 8. Can't really read Roman numerals that well. Almost passed up Starlight. They got, look, that's the first time I've seen that. Wheat whiskey, $81.99. Bottle to bond, wheat whiskey, and the toasted is what they have of Starlight right here. It's pretty crazy. I've bourbon hunted in like Florida, Louisiana, Mississippi, and Texas is kind of like what's coming to mind. The most recent stuff that I've been to or states that I've visited, I don't remember seeing Starlight anywhere, and it's kind of all over here in Mississippi. It's pretty interesting to see. Like, I wonder why Mississippi of all states, but yeah, I've seen it get, almost every store has something from Starlight. There's some stuff here, man, that I just have not seen before. Hazelbaker Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, bottled and bond, distilled in Kentucky. Distilled, aged, and bottled by PCS Distillery. So $70 for bottled and bond is a little bit high to me, but it's one that I'd love to try because it's not a massive distillery I've ever heard about. At least I don't think it is. Do y'all know about this right here? $70 is a little bit high for bottled and bond. But then again, I pay that for Grizzly Beast, and I love Grizzly Beast, but I at least got to try Grizzly Beast first. Here's a couple other bottles I've never seen before. Copper and Kings Charbay R5. Let's check this out. Blended Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskeys finishing American Apple Brandy barrels. Check this one out right here. Donating $10,000 to Stanford. What? Kindness? Okay. Maybe this is like a charity style bottle. Distilled, bottled, and distilled and bottled by Charbay, California. California brand, $58, 99 proof. I've never seen that before, I don't think. 99 proof, like on the dot. It's really light in color. Double alembic pot distilled. Not feeling a pot distill. There's that Clyde Mays bottle again that we saw, 123. And then right next to it, Rossville Union Master Crafted Straight Rye Whiskey Barrel Proof, $75. Never seen it, never heard of it. Distilled bottle, Ross and Squibb. Why have I heard of Ross and Squibb? Who else makes stuff with them? There's another one, same, okay. Ross and Squibb, 6-year straight rye, 100 proof for $65, roughly. Peerless Double Oak, that's normally what I see it for, like we talked about, $90. $78 for the regular bourbon, and then the straight rye right next to it for $102. Here's one, guys. I want to know. So we got $62. This is a Fiddler. It says Chin Music right here. I would love to do a barrel pick with them. AWS Distillery. I'm a big fan of a lot of the things I've had from them. If anybody knows anybody at the distillery or how I can get in contact with them, please let me know. That would be amazing. Wait, I've seen this before. I have seen this before. Chocolate and peanut butter whiskey. Whiskey with natural flavors. Yeah, it is dark, dude. Holy crap. I've seen a few people talk about this. I'm personally not gonna buy it. Oh, dude, there's stuff floating in the bottom of it. I don't know if you could tell. So 70 proof. I just don't like flavored whiskey a whole lot. The only one that I absolutely love is Is it Bubba whiskey? I think it might be Bubba whiskey. They have like a bacon maple syrup pancake. It's so good. I know it sounds crazy, but I would like to try the Magic Rabbit. So I gotta know how that is. Got some Bywater 4-grain right there. There's that rattle and snap again. I do love that bottle and label. It catches my eye. Very cool. Tennessee Straight. Oh, this is different though. The one that I saw said it's a mixer, and it was a lot cheaper than that. This is definitely different. 94 proof, 8 years, so it's 8-year age stated, bottled by, so we don't know where it's made. But okay, interesting. Penelope Rosé, always good. That's the one I have at home, the K-Luke Batch 3 rye. And then right next to it, this is the Tintype, again. I think this is Tintype 1? Yeah, Tintype 1. 103 bucks. There's that Velvet, man. That's such a cool bottle. Made locally here. A couple of the barrel products they got. And they also have batch 36 right there. What? Cock of the Walk. What is this? 120 bucks. This whiskey is produced in the oldest traditional method. Its age, virtue, and absolute strength guarantee to conform with the highest standards. Aged in wood for perfection. Bottled by Cock of the Walk. Don't know where it's from. I've literally never heard of this brand ever in my life. Very pretty bottle though. I do like that label a lot. Mississippi's take, I mean, dude, there's so much stuff that I've just never seen before. Since I've been here, I'm like, what is this? A lot of it's just pricey. I would love to try this one. I gotta know more about it. Would love to maybe try that one as well. But again, we're talking 70 bucks each, and this one as well. But again, 70 something bucks. I think that's probably a good time to talk about that. My try before you buy price range is around 70 bucks. I would love to try something before I buy it if it's listed at $70 or higher, unless it's something that I've heard multiple reviews on, or from palates that I trust saying I should buy it. That's my only exception. I don't know if I'm missing anything else right here. Look, they got some Whiskey Tree, the wheated and rye, a couple Horse Soldier, Rebel 10-year right there, and here's some of the Scotch. I know you guys, there you go. For the Scotch fans or Scotch drinkers, that's what they got here. That Glendronach right there, I do like that. That's probably one of my favorite brands of Scotch is Glendronach. I'm still looking for a cask strength. So yeah, almost passed it up. Last but not least, there's another Compass box right there. Not sure which one. I've seen a lot of Compass boxes here in Mississippi. Not sure which one. All right, we're leaving bin 605. Very solid store. They got bottles that I haven't seen before. They have bottles I have seen before. They have barrel picks, you know. It's a solid store. I know for sure that'd be one of those spots that if I lived locally, I'd be going to. Both of the spots that we went to today would be killer. They're about 20 minutes apart from each other. And both management and employees were really nice. There was behind the counter an Elijah Craig 18, one of the Angels Envy special edition cask strengths, and a couple other products. I didn't get to see the prices though, my bad. But overall, two very solid stores in Mississippi. And again, my budget is a little tight. That's why I didn't go home with anything today. But I think we hit the goal of the channel. And the goal of the channel is to show off awesome local spots, locally owned stores, and hopefully help some of you during your bourbon journey. If you're looking for a certain bottle, maybe you can go grab it. It's actually getting kind of later than I expected. I would have loved to go to at least one more store, but I gotta head back, get some food, and I got laundry to do actually while I'm in this hotel room. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I appreciate all of you. Make sure you check out Patreon. The link will be in the description. We have a new barrel pick coming pretty soon. Make sure you check that out. And as always, we'll see you in the next one.